Okay, in this particular video, we are going to be using our Pythagorean theorem, our formula to determine if the side lengths that are given actually make a right triangle. So let's review key parts of our Pythagorean theorem. We have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We're going to review that a and b are the legs of our triangle. C is our hypotenuse of our right triangle. It is the longest side and opposite of the right angle. So what happens when the triangle isn't drawn for you and it's just asking you, hey, these are the side lengths, doesn't make a right triangle. So the first step is locating our longest side because that has to be in the location of C. So I'm going to figure out which one's the longest. That number happens to be 5. So it's going to take the place of C. Okay, and then the other two can be A or B, and it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and place C or A squared, which let's call it 3. Let's call B 4. Okay, so the next thing is figuring out, and again, I'm using this formula to place them in the correct location. Let's figure out if this is a true statement. So 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, and 5 squared is 25. So we need to determine if 9 plus 16 is in fact 25. So if you go off to the side, you can even add them. Let's do 16 plus 9. That is 15. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 25 does in fact equal 25. So this is true. It does make a right triangle. Okay, on the next one, be very careful because sometimes they are not in order. So you need to locate that longest side. And the longest side goes in place of C. So 13 squared is going to hang out in the C spot. And then my legs of my triangle can be either A or B. So I'm just going to call 5A. So A squared, and let's call 12B, B squared. Okay, I know that 5 squared, or 5 times 5, is 25. 12 times 12 is 144. And 13 times 13, the last time I checked, if I remember correctly, is 169. But I'm going to check that for you. Yes. Okay, so now what this sentence or this mathematical sentence is saying, or equation, 25 plus 144 equals 169. So I need to test that. Is 144 plus 25, does it add up to 169? 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 2 is 6, and 1. So yes, 169 does in fact equal 169. So this does make a right triangle. That is true. Okay, as we look at number 3, we have 2, 3, and 4. So first step is finding your longest side, which is 4. So I'm going to put that in the place of C. And then finding the legs, and you can flip-flop those around. Let's just call 2A and 3B. 2 squared, or 2 times 2, is 4. 3 squared, or 3 times 3, is 9. 4 squared, or 4 times 4, is 16. Okay, and does, or is, 4 plus 9 is 16. Okay, 4 plus 9 is actually 15. 13. And 13 does not equal 16. So this one is not true, or it does not make a right triangle. Okay, number 7. You need to first locate your longest side. 10 is our longest side. And then we can flip-flop or interchange A and B, our leg to the triangle. So 7 squared plus 4 squared. Again, the order of those two do not matter. 7 squared is 49. 4 squared, or 4 times 4, is 16. And 10 squared is 100. 10 times 10 is 100. Okay, so our next step is determining if 49 plus 16 is in fact 100. 9 plus 6 is 15. 5, 6. Does 65 equal 100? No, it does not. Okay. You could also have a side length listed twice. That is fine. But please note that it is a triangle, so it's 3 sides that make up a triangle. So still your longest side is 8. So that's going to go in C's place. So 8 squared. And then the legs of the triangle, there are still 2, even though it's the same number, because there are 3 sides that make up a triangle. So 4 squared plus 4 squared. Okay, so to determine this, 4 times 4 is 16. And 8 times 8 is 64. Okay, so to determine this, we need to figure out if 16 plus 16 adds up to 64. 6 plus 6 is 12. And that happens to be 32. So does 32 equal 64? No, it does not. So that does not make a right triangle. So again, we can also use a Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, to determine if the side lengths given will create a right triangle or not based on our formula. So again, as a brief recap, you always need to figure out the longest side, which is opposite of the right angle. If it's not drawn for you, you're looking for the largest number to be your longest side, and that has to go in the place of C. Your legs of the triangle, you can flip-flop around. I just usually put it in the order that I see them, but C has to be the longest side, has to go in the spot of your formula. So I hope this video has helped, and best of luck to you.